Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? Coming to you from a very hot Melbourne today. It is extremely warm down here for some reason. There we go. It's good to be here, although we have a lot of stories, not all of them good, including we have a story out of Indonesia that we're going to talk about. We don't often do stories out of that area, but we have one tonight. We got some cyclone updates. It's been an interesting day for cyclones. I'll tell you more about it. And what else? I don't know. We got more bit of Coburger, a little bit, and yeah, we got more and more stories. Anyway, let me say hello to everyone. Mama Mia's here. I hate mornings. Rachel, a Four Paws is here. April, good to have you. Marilyn Landis. Who else is here? Wendy R. Maureen made it. Marjorie's here. I hate mornings. Tad is here. I'm down south where the weather's warm and I work in a hot house. It is hot. It is quite warm. Even here where I am in Victoria, or it was warm and now it's not. What is it in Tasmania right now? Hobart is 19.4. I'm guessing in the north of Tasmania it is much warmer. All right, let me show you what's been going on today with the cyclone. It has still been going quite slow, but it picked up a little bit overnight, and the timeline has now somewhat changed. They're saying Tropical Cyclone Alfred is moving slowly towards the southeast Queensland coast. Rain, wind, and ocean impacts likely today and over the weekend. It's likely to cross Moreton Bay Island Saturday morning before crossing the coast between Noosa and Beenleigh. They're saying that will happen later on Saturday. So that timeline is way pushed out from what we thought. That we were talking originally. Oh, it was going to be overnight sometime on Friday, and I don't know, something like that. It was going to be like late Friday, 10 o'clock, maybe 2 a.m. on Saturday. But now they're saying it's going to be maybe daytime during the day on Saturday. Pretty crazy that timeline's moved by over 12 hours or so after the cyclone slowed down off the coast. And let me get you, there was an update like 1 hour ago if I can find it. Yeah, let's go here. Saturday morning at a minimum is what they're saying now. Saturday morning at a minimum. Let me get you this. Yeah, I'll bring you this. This is from the Gold Coast acting mayor. Donna Gates delivered their cyclone update for the Gold Coast. So the Gold Coast looks like, I don't think it's going to be spared, but maybe it's not as super bad as it was going to be like yesterday. But I still think it's going to be pretty devastating. Hold on, let me bring you that. Hopefully the audio doesn't suck.
Tell you that the width of the eye has been measured, and tropical cyclone Alfred is now 88 k's across the western edge of the eye, in approximately 40 k's from the coastline. So it remains a Category 2 system. As it moves across the Bay Islands, it will be Category 2, but it could possibly reduce to Category 1 as it crosses the coastline. This afternoon, we're going to see a significant increase in gale force winds from about 4 o'clock, and people should not be out. It's anticipated now that the time of crossing the coastline is about lunchtime tomorrow. So we're already experiencing the southern impacts of the cyclone. Last night we had damaging winds of about 110 kilometres an hour in some parts of the city. At the moment, there's over 37,000 dwellings without power, and of course there are no crews available today, and those dwellings will be without power, mostly at Coolangatta and Kirra, I understand, close to 38,000 dwellings. The crews will start work just as soon as they possibly can when it's safe to do so. I'd like people to take a pen, if they have one, and write down this number. There's been a few problems with the reporting of power lines, fallen power lines. So the number to ring for fallen power lines is 131962, not 000. Don't clog the other resources, just go directly to 131962 for fallen power lines. It's important that they're registered so that the crews can get to them just as quickly as possible. We had 150 millimetres of rain at Springbrook overnight and 100 millimetres at Coolangatta. We have a 4 to 6 metre escarpment of the beach from Southport to Nobbies and complete beach erosion at Main Beach. Many of the structures beachside have been compromised. We have 285 work orders already in place, and the SES has 334 outstanding jobs. And they're not outstanding jobs, they're jobs outstanding. We know that the power lines can't be touched at the moment. I've mentioned that. Some residents have tried to assist us by cutting the debris and the tree trunks that have fallen across the roads. Please do not. There is concern of the possibility of broken offcuts becoming missiles. So please leave them alone, and the crews can likely return tomorrow afternoon to fix those. We've been repeating for days now that people should stay away from the beach, stay away from the sand, stay out of the water. Don't stand on any of the infrastructure to take photographs, because the foundations of much of the infrastructure has already been compromised, as already spoken about. So please listen to this warning. We've had another 2 teenagers rescued by Surf Life Saving Queensland at Southport just earlier today, and I understand from police that there are still about 4 kids in the water ignoring the warnings to get out. It's very, very foolish. It's very.
They wouldn't be the only ones ignoring the warnings right now. I saw in the papers today that there's a lot of TikTok people heading down to the beach to sort of take all these photos, and one of them, very smart people online, are telling them like, "Hey, go home. Now is not the time to be taking photos and trying to look awesome on TikTok, and you're more likely to be caught up in something where you need help than to actually be doing anything good." So if I can find that story, I'll show it to you. But her followers were very mad. They were like, "Hey, go home. Stop trying to be TikTok famous and heading out into a hurricane. It's not good for anyone." I can't find it right now, but if I find it again, I will show it to you. But here, I'll show you this photo out of Brisbane, and I'll show you that it looks like a ghost town out there at the moment. Apparently, there is not a lot of people around. Yeah, it looks the weirdest Friday afternoon ever in the city. Yeah, look at this. Check this out. That is the quietest Brisbane city I think I've ever seen. It looks like something out of what's that movie? The Day After Tomorrow. It looks like the guy woke up in the hospital, went out there, and there's just like no one around. Everyone has gone home, or it looks like the pandemic. Yeah, it looks like everyone's gone home, which is a good thing. Wu said, "I just saw on TV some stupid people in the sea foam up to their waist. They don't know what is underneath that foam." Yeah, there is a lot of people out there. I think people think it's a joke until they get, they think it's a joke until their name is on TV and they drown. Here's another one here. Look, this is some of the riverbanks. Is this a river? I was about to say maybe? I don't know what this is, but it's a large body of water that has significantly risen because you see that tree in the middle. I'm guessing the water never used to be that tall because the tree wouldn't be like that. So it looks like the waters have risen quite significantly. And here's another one. You can see some of these roads already starting to get cut off, and like that lady said, if you don't have power right now, they're not coming out until I think the earliest will be Sunday, maybe Monday. So if unfortunately if you don't have power, it's at least a 3-day wait, if not more. They're saying 5 days is some of the estimates I have seen. I Cakesmith said, yeah, it's super quiet. What did April say? Let me find April. I can't find her. I can find this one. I can't find any others. Here. I don't think I've seen someone deliver this kind of news and smile during some of it. She's trying to keep on a brave face for her constituents. She's trying to be brave. No, I don't know. She probably just used to smiling because she's a politician. She's probably just used to doing that. I like this photo too. Someone, and I don't have the story attached, but someone has had to put their chickens in their shower to keep them safe during the hurricane so they're not outside. Someone from Moreton Bay, Ali Kieran, has come up with an ingenious way of keeping her prized chickens safe from the wild, wet weather conditions by converting her own shower and putting the chickens in there. So she has put the chickens in her shower to keep them safe during the hurricane. That's a good idea. At least they're not going to fly away. They're not going to get picked up by the hurricane and taken away. Let me see if I can find anything else interesting for you. But yeah, it's already starting. It looks like everyone's well aware that it's not great out there. Let me take you to Ventusky or Ventusky, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. So it's got the wave heights right now on here. They don't seem to be as the estimation ones don't seem to be as bad as the other day, which is probably not true. I'm guessing the waves are just as big. Yeah, about 6 meters on the estimate. We saw some 7, 8 meter estimates the other day, but I'm guessing they're just as big. 5.3. The big ones seem to all be like 5.5, 5.5 meters. Still pretty big, plenty big. It'll do some damage. So if we switch to satellite. So this is where the hurricane is right now. It's really close. It's not far. That eye wall, only like a kilometer or a few, like, I don't know how many kilometers, but not far off the coastline now. And let's see, precip. Yeah, you can see all that rain. Now it's really starting to show up on that radar because before, and I'll tell you why. When it was further off the coast, there's no rain radar that can see it because the radars are all on land. So you don't get a great look at the cyclone until it gets closer to land. Now that it's just off the coast, you're really starting to see just how big those rainfalls in that southern band are. And you can see here, it's just that deep purple color. What does that mean? 40 to 50 millimeters an hour minimum. That is, and that's probably very conservative, I would say, very conservative. But you see just how much stronger it looks once it gets closer to the area. Now, if I go to Brisbane and I go here, you can actually see it looked better earlier today. It had a way better outline. Hold on, let's go here. Yeah, it looked a little more organized on the radar earlier today, but there's the cyclone just off the coast of Queensland right now, and you can see all these bands coming in. There's that big southern band on the on the bottom bit of this radar image here, that really thick blue and yellow one, that's that southern portion that we just saw on the other website. And if we go since 9 a.m., there you go. You can see the rain from these bands that keep coming in, and some of the rainfall totals already up and over 50 millimeters, and it's not right near the coastline. It's inland here, near Herbiville? So near Herbiville and Kyogle, out near this way, they've got some really high totals already. And that's not Queensland, that's New South Wales below that border. So they're definitely getting some of the wrath of it. Hold on, let me put that into a different thing for you guys so you can see it. Da, 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 da. Yeah, single images. There we go. There we go. So you can see some of those high totals below that. That borderline is that broken line up here. And up in Queensland, there is some higher totals just off North Stradbroke Island, just there. But they're in the water. They're not on land right now. Most of Brisbane and the Gold Coast and up here further near the Sunshine Coast, it's not that bad since 9 a.m. Not super not a lot of rain, although I did see some videos from family that were up there, and they showed videos of like pelting rain. But seems like mostly inland right now and south of the border. That's where those bands have been coming in yesterday and today. They've got the higher totals right now. We'll see what happens as that cyclone develops. You can see the eye of the cyclone right here to the right of the image, that blank part, that is the eye of it, where there's no rainfall. So get a good view of it. Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate it, my friend. And the second one, thank you very much. Good to see you. Hope you're having a great Friday afternoon. That is very kind of you. In American, yeah, in American language. And someone told me off for that last night. Let's see. Aussie Tad said, my dad would call them temporary Australians. I'm not surprised. There's always that one Aussie guy who is the naughty risk taker show off. They gather in the sunshine. They gather in surface paradise. They do. They do. Let me show you. Do we have a photo of that guy? There was people on top of a giant rock earlier, and I was like, geez, they're asking for trouble. Let me see. Where is it? Ah, and you got like the little kids hanging out at the beach, probably just having some innocent fun, but at the same time, I don't think their mums would be very impressed if they got swept into the ocean. I don't think their mums would be very impressed. Let me see if I can find that one from earlier. Hold on. All right, I did find it. So I don't know who this woman is. What's her name? Gabriel Epstein. I don't know who that is. Apparently an Aussie model. So she decided to head down to the beach at Snapper Rocks, and apparently um, her people on TikTok, Twitter, I don't know where she is. They were saying go home, and then she tried to say, "Okay, don't yell at me. I'm sensitive." You can't be dumb and sensitive. You can only be one of the two. So which one are you? You can't be both at the same time. See, someone told her to go home, and then she said, "Okay, don't yell at me." It's just text on a screen. You'll be okay. You don't need to get any counseling. You'll be fine. Um, the person is correct. Go home. Don't be going down the beach. It's not cool. There's a photo of her. I'm guessing that's what she does for a living. Yeah. So she was heading down to the beach. Here you go. You can see how flooded that water already making it up onto the walkway at that beach. And she just wanted to be part of the people that just had to go down to the water. And this was on the Gold Coast. So yeah, she says, "Hi guys, I'm going to need everyone to be nice to me for one big reason, please." Okay. Is the big reason because you did something wrong and you don't want them to yell at you? Okay. Is that is that why you want everyone to be nice to you? So yeah, she went out here. I don't know why. Tried to hang out with the other dumb people that are down at the water. Yeah, I was trying to find if she had. Yeah, I'm not going to play the video. Oh, we. Here you go. We're at the beach.
They're getting taken out for sure. Just one wave. Oh, fuck. Yeah, we should probably go.
She says we should probably go. That is a good idea. You should probably go. And why are you saying to everyone else, "Oh, look at those silly people out there"? You're there too. If you're that close to be able to comment on what they're doing, then you're part of the group. You you get lumped in with the rest of them. Let me see. Oh yeah, BYU. It's yeah, influencers and tourists. That's right. Catatonic, thank you very much, my friend. I appreciate it. I hope someone Woo's got it. Was it Woo's that gave the oh no, Danny gave one too. Danny and Catatonic, I appreciate it, both of you. That is very kind. Um, let me see. How strong is it now? I think it's still if I look at the category here, I think it's still saying Cat 2. But it's supposed to go down. The information I've seen says it may even uh, go to a Cat 1. Yeah. So it's almost going to make like a double landfall. And why do I say that? I'll show you. As we read before, as it gets close to the coastline here, it's going to hit these islands. Or yeah, so this is North Stradbroke. This is Moreton Island, and as it passes over and hits this land is going to help degrade it somewhat. Anytime cyclones run into some sort of, you know, land, it weakens. So it sounds like it's going to be a Cat 2, and as it makes landfall, it's probably going to make landfall as a Category 1. And you can see here Cat 1 right on landfall. And by the time it makes it out here, just past the landfall mark, it's going to be a tropical low or ex-tropical cyclone. So it's not going to make, it doesn't look like it's going to make landfall as a Cat 2. This doesn't count, I don't think. I think it has to hit the main coastline. An island doesn't really, at least I don't think so. I think it has to be this one. So it's almost going to make like a double event here. Now, I called it to actually almost go through the middle here, so I wasn't too far off. It's going a little bit north of where I thought it was going to go. I thought, based on yesterday's forecast, that it might actually travel right between these islands, but doesn't seem so. Oh, Cape Morton, it's right there on the on the map. Yeah, but yeah, Cat 2, Cat 1, and then an ex-tropical cyclone up here. So you're going to get. Sounds like it may come down in rank in rating before it actually makes that landfall. Rachel, I appreciated that, my friend. It's very kind of you. Thank you very much for the super sticker. You guys are amazing. Yeah, it doesn't look that strong on the radar. Yeah, I'll take you out to the radar. You guys can see it live. So if we go to wind gust, so these are the wind gusts right now. Over 90 miles per hour. Why are we on miles per hour? Yeah, can we go to kilometers an hour? There we go. 140. Oh, where are we now? It took us to. Is this Greenland? Did you take us to Greenland? I don't know where it took us, but it took us away from the cyclone. What is it doing? I think it's freaking out because there's so many people using the website right now. Yeah, that doesn't. What kind of forecast is that? It's like you have a cyclone and a track over here. I think this is intermittent, whatever. It's broken right now. There you go. But 140 and over kilometers an hour right now, especially on this like this what we call was southwest quadrant. Can't talk today. Quadrant of the cyclone. You can see that's where all the highest readings are right now, and they are buffeting like the Gold Coast down here on the border region, Tweed Head, and that'll continue to get even stronger as this cyclone gets closer to land. There's North Stradbroke Island right there. This is right where they think it might actually cross. So, and there's the one up here, Morden Island. So they think it's going to come straight across this particular area here. And you can see it's not that, I mean, the conditions even with it this far away are pretty bad off the coast. You can see how those wind gusts are getting brutal. Let's see. Yeah, there's another one. This is from 11 a.m. this morning. So these are some of the readings that have come in. It's pretty severe. It's let's go to satellite clouds, wind gusts, wind speed. So they were wind gusts. So they were like the 1 in 10. What were the strongest 1 in 10? What were the strongest bursts of wind? This is the average, and we're looking at like 90 to yeah, I would say 90 kilometers an hour for the sustained wind speed. So this is over a longer period of time. The wind gust is a very short burst. Like, what is that strongest wind? This one is the what is the longer, duration wind, and it's saying here. I'm going to say it's like 100 kilometers an hour, between 90 and 100. So it's looking even the normal wind and not the gust is pretty strong. We've had 100-kilometer an hour winds down here before, and it it takes things down, it breaks things, it takes people's roofs off. So, and this is for a long period of time. This is not like an hour, which happens frequently down here. This is like half a day and a half. Like it's a long period of time for buildings and other structures to have to put up with that buffeting from the wind. Uh Cakesboo said it literally just feels like it literally feels like it just changed. It'll get stronger. It'll get stronger. Aussie Tad said, I wonder how the tall buildings will affect it. Maybe make wind tunnels. In Brisbane, possibly. You're going to get that as the wind gets compressed and then up in height. So most of the damage may actually be further up the tall buildings or hotels or whatever, because that's sort of how it works when you compress that wind. But it'll still be faster. So when you compress that wind, it actually gets faster too. So you're going to get a if you're anywhere where that wind can actually get smaller, between two hotels, a skyscraper, something like that. Yeah, Surfers Paradise on the Gold Coast has a lot of high rise. Anywhere you got a lot of high rise, they'll feel it more, even though it's not actually faster in the cyclone. It's just the structures making it do that. Sean said, what starts one hot and cold fronts? Yes. Hold on, we can go into that. I'll do a how does a cyclone form in a minute. It'll whistle, maybe. It might. Surface paradise. Woos says it's going to be interesting to see how those tall apartment buildings at Surface Paradise will stand up to the cyclone. Yeah, most of the time when this has happened in America, they just get battered. Like they have broken windows and powers out, stuff being blown around. It's not great. JDR says, I live on a street that is kind of a wind tunnel when wind is blowing east to west. Hey Robbie, how's it going up there? Did you get home? Is your flight still gone? Ozzy said, I wouldn't want to be in one of those high rises that are new and not necessarily built for a cyclone. No. All right, let me grab my notes for a tropical cyclone. Give me 1 second. Actually, let me take you back to this so you guys can watch this, and I'm going to set up the next bit.
Very, very dangerous. There's 8 roads closed across the city, and the city's workforce is still at home and won't be returning until it's safe to do so. We've been advised of water over the road at Main Beach, but there shouldn't be people on the road at this point in time, although officers are on call if there is a desperate need. We'd ask people where there's road closure signage, please stop stealing the sandbags. People are stealing the sandbags and the signs are blowing away. So the signage needs to be there so that people are aware of a road being closed. And we certainly don't want that signage becoming a missile and causing additional damage. So leave the signs in place, please. After midnight on Friday and through Saturday, we understand that on current projections, the cyclone will transition towards the northern suburbs of Brisbane. In that case, we'll initially experience very severe wind impacts and rainfall, with the potential for flooding remaining of great concern. The slow-moving system actually is worse for our city. It increases the risk of very heavy rain over an extended period. So this, again, is a concern in relation to flooding. Major flood warnings have already been issued for the Logan and Albert rivers. Our storm surge modelling has been updated today from worst case scenario. So if you go to the city dashboard now, Google Dashboard Gold Coast, and you'll get the link, and you will see the most likely impact on display on our dashboard. You can Google, put your address in and see the likely impact as it is in real time, and that will be updated regularly. The waves are horrendous. The beaches are hazardous. Please listen to us and stay away from the beaches. I keep repeating that because somehow not everyone is listening. Expected rainfall totals over 24 hours are upward of 300 to 400 millimetres as the system crosses, with a cumulative total over 2 or 3 days of 800 millimetres. That messaging has been consistent all week and remains the same. We hope that things will start to improve Monday to Wednesday. There will still be showers remaining, but hopefully a lot less than we see over the next 24 hours. So in summary, the real risk remains the heavy rain over a longer period as the cyclone slows, collecting more moisture. From 4 p.m. today, we'd like to stress that everyone should stay home.
Yeah, I think everyone has mostly gone home now, and there's no stores open. Maybe a convenience store is open, but most of the supermarkets have now closed. Now, that website she was talking about, if I go to it and I show you, if we go to Paradise Point, if we go down here, you can kind of see where they think there might be some flooding. And if we go down here, so you can kind of see where they think there might be some water inundation. I feel very bad for the person that's on this particular property. That looks like they might actually get some water coming over into their yard. So I think it's anywhere where this, you can see this blocked out view is. Yeah, property boundary, most likely scenario. All right, most likely scenario. Let's turn that on. There we go. So you can see like the inundation aerial imagery. Can we do that? All right. So if we zoom out, you can kind of see, look at all these waterways that are out here. They've got extensive water canals and all through these little areas here. So let's go down here. Let's have a look. I mean, they are forecasting some, especially for this little home here. They think for some reason these guys are gonna cop it. Their neighbors a little bit, not as much, but for some reason this particular home, even the neighbors are getting a little bit come up over, but I don't know. These guys look like they could be in for a bit of flooding, and they've got a beautiful pool out on the property. So I hope that doesn't get water into it. But yeah, if we go back, takes a little bit to load. You can see all these waterways that they have. Even over here, look at this. All through up here, they've got these beautiful water areas in the region. And it looks like they're saying that the water line may come up to here and some over here. I don't know why over here, but okay. There's just going to gap. There's going to be a gap. So none's going to make it from here to here or something. But yeah, even some roads they're expecting to have some sort of risk. So if we go out, there you go, load it up. You know, this is one of the things I remember from living when I lived in Queensland. There's so many of like these type of canals and homes that live on waterways and stuff like that. They're everywhere in Queensland. I guess because everyone loves the water. But yeah, let's see. If we go further out, this one actually looks like they're saying there will be quite a bit of flooding over here. So this was where it's supposed to, the water is supposed to be where the boat is, but they're saying even through here, this might get quite a lot of flooding, which would make make a lot of sense. And then these people here on this corner, they're saying could be even through here. Geez. I hope this is the worst case scenario because you're seeing a lot of these homes might be affected. You can, yeah, that is a lot of people. All right, come on, load. There we go. It's very, very slow. It's not exactly fast. Can we go down into this bit? Let's look down here. Yeah. I think this is just from high tide or pressure from the hurricane. It doesn't look like it's immensely, flooded, but there is some. Yeah, look at all these beautiful waterways where people live. How are these people going to do? It looks like they're saying there's going to be some inundation through the front or back of their property through here. So looks like everyone will get a little bit, especially on the Gold Coast. Come on, load. It's really playing up. There we go. Let's see. I would have been surprised that none of these are homes here on the beach, but they're not showing anything. All right. Let's see. DJ says you're worried about people with some little cyclone when in the US we will be paying a lot more from tequila from Mexico because of tariffs. You'll be paying, apparently, you may have to pay more for avocados. You may have to pay an extra 25 cents per avocado. Your guacamole prices are going to go through the roof. Sorry. Yeah, your guacamole prices are going to be ruined. No one can get Taco Bell. There will be no guacamole. No one's going to have any Mexican food. Yeah. I think the tariffs will eventually, I don't know. They'll eventually figure it out. I don't think they're forever. It's just for a short while, not for a long while. All right, let me head over here. Oh, yeah, this update, they're saying people have already started trying to take money off people. You know, fake fundraisers have already started online. Oh, yeah. Yeah, fake fundraisers have already started, apparently. Scammers already looking to cash in on carnage caused by devastating storm. They're saying unscrupulous scammers are trying to cash in on the devastating cyclone Alfred. They're expected to cause to homeless. Yeah, so they're saying, unfortunately, the scams have started. A scam started this morning, and I have to say to people, if you see somebody's name on it that's not well known, just ignore it. Are you saying that if the Prime Minister had a fundraiser on GoFundMe for people in the cyclone that we shouldn't ignore it? I think we should always be wary of online fundraisers for any type of event like natural disaster, cyclone, volcano, tornado, any type of no. Anything that's got an O on the end, and earthquake. Anything like that, any type of flooding, we should be cautious of anyone trying to raise money. They should have the official badge or, the lanyard. These fake people trying to take money off people. They say here, the SES has warned those who refuse to flee and leave the storm area have risked being trapped in the town as it would be too dangerous to attempt to rescue them, and that power, water, and other key services were likely to be cut. This is the other thing I heard. They were saying today that while they do have rescue, like boats to do water rescue, they don't have one for every person in the area. They only have like 20 of them. They don't have an unlimited number of these type of watercraft that can go and rescue people. So they're saying it's a numbers game. You have to realize that leaving is the best thing for you, and that if you haven't, then you need to realize that even if you call for emergency help, it may not make it to you because they may be rescuing someone else that needs help. So they're saying that yeah, they don't have enough for every single person that might be in the area. They're saying here rapidly rising water levels are expected to continue throughout the night, with the Bureau of Meteorology predicting major flooding throughout Lismore from Saturday morning as the storm conditions intensify. The Bureau says the Wilsons River at Lismore is currently more than 5.1 meters and rising, exceeding the minor flood level of 4.2 meters. Poor Lismore. They've been through so much. The river is expected to rise by another 2 meters throughout the day and exceed the moderate flood level of 7.2 meters by Friday evening. It is predicted to grow by yet another 2.5 meters on Saturday reaching 9.7 meters major flood level in Lismore. The wild weather comes less than 2 years after the regional city was devastated by 14.4-meter floods in 2022, with many residents still struggling to rebuild after those ones. So, the poor people in Lismore, they are going through it again, unfortunately. So if you don't know where Lismore is, I will show you. Uh, I like when you Google Lismore, the first thing you see is a flooded image. I'm not joking. This was the image when I Googled it. They're like, yeah, this is Lismore. We have water. We have much water. I feel bad for them. Let me show you. Nope, that's not it. All right, let's go to maps. All right, so this is Lismore right here. And if we go back, if we go out, hopefully it'll keep my little thing on here. So Lismore is southwest from Byron Bay, almost directly west from Lennox Head, and directly west basically from Ballina. And they're out here. They're out here, but they've had some terrible flooding out in this region, unfortunately, where there is a movie actually, a documentary. There's a documentary about the Lismore floods, which is a very good doco. Hold on, let me look for it. Which one is it? There's a couple. Floodland? Is that the right one? No, I don't know. Hold on. That's maybe not it. It seems like there's been a few movies made about the 2022 Lismore floods. Washed Away? Maybe it's that one? There is this one called Washed Away. I can't remember which one I watched, but there's been a couple, and it's about the worst flooding in Australia. I think maybe it's this one, but they're pretty good. You should give it a watch anyway. No, 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 no. Reby lives far, far, far north. Like Reby's fine. Reby's not even in the area for the cyclone. She's way up north. Here, I'll show you. We go here. So this is Lismore, where the flooding unfortunately has returned. That is not what we want. All right, let's zoom out. So there's the border. So there's the little pointer there. There's the border of New South Wales, and Queensland. There's the Gold Coast. That's Brisbane. This is where the cyclone will come through up here, Moreton Island. Reby's all the way up here somewhere. I'm not going to show you where, but somewhere in this general region between Ingham, Townsville, and Bowen. She's up here somewhere, up in this sort of region. So she's far, far north. She's up here somewhere. So she's far away from the cyclone. She's not down here. But we have other people that live down here, Surfers Paradise and Broad Beach and Southport and Labrador and Bagheera, Paradise Point. This was the big one that they're really worried about. I showed you that some on the flooding map where all these waterways are. This is where they believe might be one of the worst impacted places. You can see why. You got all these like marina homes where they all have sort of like Florida, where you have all these beautiful homes, but they're right on the water. You see all these beautiful homes where people live, and they all live in these little, I don't know what you call this, but these kind of things, but Very, very pretty. And I'm sure it's lovely there 99.9% of the year. That is a very interesting building. What is that? Can you guys see that interesting structure? It almost looks like a church or a, I don't know. It's a weird looking building. Very cool. Very cool. But yeah, this is where they're mostly worried about up through here. And you can see why. There's just so many homes and the water has every access all around them. You know, if you get flooded out, it could reach both sides of it. Let's hope that doesn't happen. But you can see why. They're just like, if the water makes it over here, it could make it from here and it could meet in the middle and just flood the entire thing. So let's hope that doesn't happen. You can see, look at all the look. Everyone has a boat. Apparently, everyone has a boat or a jetty. Is that how you visit neighbors? These people don't drive. They just take their boat. They get mail delivered by boat. They don't use the road at all. They just do everything via water. I would imagine that if your friend lived over here, you could just take your little boat and just go across. You don't drive around the block. You just take the boat to visit them. You don't drive there. Yeah, so there you go. There's one of the regions they're very worried about. And you can see even more down here. This one's not as bad, but same type of thing. I think we looked at Taylor Street Reserve before. They were thinking that the water will come up pretty far up here. So let's hope the estimate is less than what they're predicting. And all through here, the water break. Very pretty, very pretty. That's why it costs like $9.6 billion to live out here, because it is expensive area. There you go. There's some of the maps anyway. Yeah, that building was weird. I've never seen anything like it. Money made it for 200-degree views. Yeah, that's right. Aussie says, my bestie is in Lismore. Sounds like everyone has prepared and evacuated. Do you know why? Because they know. They've done it before and it's still fresh in their memory how bad some of these flooding events can be. They know all about it. They are not silly people. All right. Let me take you. Let's see if it's just before 5 p.m. I wonder if there is an update coming in. There might be. Yeah, an afternoon briefing. Okay.
To make landfall around midday tomorrow. Tens of thousands of properties in Queensland and New South Wales are already without power. I'm Patricia Carvelis, live from the lands of the Wurundjeri people in Melbourne. Welcome to Afternoon Briefing. Let's take you straight to Queensland, where the Premier, David Crisafulli, is providing an update on Tropical Cyclone Alfred in Brisbane.
Are actually assessing the damage at the moment, but there is some real risk to some of those council assets, including some of the stairs and the viewing platforms. Moments ago, staff from council just ushered some people who are on one of those platforms that the underneath of it has been severely eroded. Council is in the process of trying to cordon off that area, and the acting commissioner has only just tasked some resources from police as well. But the message to people surely is that standing on a viewing platform in the middle of an event like this is not something you should be doing. And the fact that resources are having to be diverted there is not a great use of resource, and is certainly not something that's conducive to what we want to be seeing. So the message is clear right now. Being out on the beach is not the best place for people, and we ask everyone to do their bit in making that fact known. I just want to turn to power outages. As of a few moments ago, there's 46,036 properties without power.
Already 46,000 properties without power up there. Already 46,000. and that is only going to get worse as we go into Saturday and overnight tonight. That number is just going to keep increasing. The premier is on the right. That is definitely no. It's the guy on the left, man. That's the guy running the state of Queensland. That is him. The guy in the blue top. That is definitely him. Look at those cool Auslan. He's multilingual. He knows English. He knows Auslan. He's a very adept premier. Oh wait, you mean the guy on the right? Sorry, I get my left and right confused. And yes, okay, it's the guy at the podium. I get you.
Bulk of those around 40,000 on the Gold Coast, but there's about 1,700 in the Scenic Rim and about 4,800 in the Redlands. Since we last addressed you at 10 a.m, there's been 307 requests for assistance from the SES. A lot of those are for tarp roofs, but there's also been some sandbagging. So there's also been 36 requests in the Southern Downs. So that's preparatory work. We thank the SES for doing what they are doing. 107 on the Gold Coast and 44 in Brisbane, some of the other big numbers. The Queensland Fire Department have responded to 20 incidents today. Police have had 76 calls for assistance. 59 roads impacted on the Gold Coast. To door knocking, there's been 9,000 homes door knocked today. The police minister is actually out with some of those young recruits, going door to door and making people aware of the impending rainfall that's coming.
So they visited over 9,000 people. I'm going to leave it there because I think he said all the all the important stuff anyway. Let's do some true crime for a minute because I really want to tell you about this one that I found earlier today. And it's this one. Naked man found dead and covered in wounds inside Bali water tank. They're saying a tourist has been found dead and covered in wounds inside a water tank at a Bali lodging house. The unidentified man was found by the owner of the property about 2:30 p.m. on March 4 when he went to inspect why water was not flowing at the property. According to local media, the naked body was initially mistaken for a mannequin before the owner realized it was human. Local police have launched a major investigation into the death, with Bali search and rescue teams believing the man was a foreigner. They said it's estimated that the body belongs to a foreign national. And here's a photo of them looking inside this property, looking for any more, I guess, clues as to who this person might be and how they got inside a water tank. How they got there, I don't know. They said the body was found unclothed and the water tank was completely dry. The cause of death is still under investigation and the body has been transferred to a hospital for further handling. They say electrocution is being investigated as a cause of death. With Mr. Waranga stating that loose electrical cables were found dangling inside of the tank. However, the circumstances surrounding the death and why the man entered the water tank are unknown. So, why was there electrical cables just dangling inside of the water tank? For a water pump, maybe? For a pump? But you would think that would be separate to the water tank. Let me try and grab you a different article with more information. Yeah, no further information. They say gruesome scenes have unfolded at a storage tank in Bali, with police now launching a murder probe into the death of a tourist. According to local media, the unidentified man was found in a water tank at a lodging house. With authorities now investigating the circumstances. They've got a little video here. Let's see. Interesting. Let's go back. I want to see. There's the body bag right there. I'm going to pause the audio. So they had to pull him out of this. How on earth did he get all the way up here? So they're removing his body in the body bag. I'd love to know how he got all the way up there. Inside this must be a water tank, and you can see the people inside of it. That is trippy. What would you be doing up there? All the way up on top of that building? That is a weird place for you to get lost at. Here, let me get rid of that. I wish I could make this larger, but I don't think I can. Yeah, it doesn't work on the videos, but yeah, body bag got him out of there somehow. And had to get him down from that top of that building. I don't know. If it was a murder, it's a good place to put the body until the water tank runs out of water, and then the owner has to go find out why they have no no water in the tank. Yeah, very strange. I don't know. It is a very strange case. It does sound like what happened at the Cecil. Yes, it does. Yeah. Yeah. This one has an opening where you can see the two men at the top there, though, underneath the roof. The one in the Cecil was different because it only had like a hatch that you could open. And I don't think there was some reason like you couldn't close it or open it from the inside of it. But yeah, she should never have been in there. It was very clearly very, very odd. Let me get rid of this. Why are you playing dumb videos? Yeah, no one wants to watch that. Yeah, there's the people search and rescue team. Sean said maybe it was drained and the pump removed for repair. Maybe someone may have turned the power off after he went for a swim at the wrong time. No, I don't. That's very odd. I don't know about that. Can anyone hear me? I hope so. Hold on. Yeah, it's working. When you can see the little thing around my face moving, that means the microphone is getting audio. Although we have had some weird problems with the microphone recently. Some people were saying that the videos weren't loading properly. I don't know why, but apparently a few days ago we had some microphone issues on the live stream. Sean said it may be fire water supply being up that high. Maybe. Could be. I think it's strange either way. There's a photo of them taking down that body bag. They're saying on the left knee. Here, the results of the crime scene investigation found that the man was without clothing and had abrasions on his left knee, right chest, lower left chest, and left waist. The body was found unclothed and the water tank was completely dry. And there's that body bag being taken back to the hospital. Yeah, according to one resident of the property who did not want to be named, some tenants at the lodge claimed to have seen a suspicious hooded figure wearing dark clothes the night before the body was discovered. How on earth would you drag a body vertical up that building? Hold on, let's go. Can we open this again? Oh, let's just refresh. How on earth, if this is what they're saying, how would you drag? Look how much effort 4 guys are having to go through to get the body down. And they think, look at that. And they're saying there was a hooded figure that may have put the body in the water tank. What kind of supernatural serial killer are we looking for? Because you need like abseiling equipment, you need like some sort of forklift, you need ropes and harnesses. It's just not. How would you do that? I don't know, guys. You have to tell me, but I don't think you could. I don't think someone dragged a body up on top of the roof and hid them in the water chamber. Yeah, getting them up there would be very hard. April B says, "Why was he naked?" I don't know. Some people just enjoy being free spirit. They're in Bali. They're getting in touch with their, spiritual part of their mind. I don't know. No judgment. DJ said on February 19th, 2013, the body of a Canadian tourist, Eliza Lamb, that was the one in downtown LA. Trisha had probs with videos not loading today, but she had audio. Yeah, there's been some weird problems with StreamYard. We've had a few issues with it recently, including the other night where videos would play, but they were delayed and they wouldn't. Yeah, they were jerking and they weren't matching with the voices. We've had a few StreamYard issues recently. I don't know why he was naked. No idea. Getting them up there would be tough. Yeah, I think that is your biggest problem here. You know, yeah, you would have to explain to me how you could get someone up there. I would have to, yeah, you would have to tell me how that works. Because that is a very tall building. Yeah. Let me just go here. There you go. So I don't know. I'm not sure. But I'll keep an eye on it, and if we hear more, I will tell you. But right now, that is all the details that have been released about it. Nothing else. Yeah, so they're saying here that the government was contacted for comment. They're saying they can't talk about an active investigation at this time. So they can't talk about it. Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out more once their investigation into who that might be and how they got there becomes a reality. There's some more photos on the Bali Times. Hold on. The evacuation process of an unidentified body from a water tank at a lodging house on Jalan Bypass. They're saying here the unidentified man's body was discovered on Tuesday at 2:30 p.m. local time, prompting authorities to investigate the circumstances surrounding his death. It is estimated that the body belongs to a foreigner. The body was unclothed and the water tank was completely dry. I think the bigger mystery is where did all the water go? Where did the water from the water tank disappear to? That's what I want to know. Who's going to open an investigation into that? I want to know who does that one. Authorities investigate cause of death. Following the discovery, the victim's remains were evacuated to a local hospital. The cause of death is still under investigation. The body has been transferred for further handling. So we're not going to find out anything else right now. But they say here a French woman was found dead in a Kuta guest house, blood spotted on the bed. Seems like there's a lot of foreigners dying in Bali this week. Yeah, this one. They say a French woman found dead in a guest house in Kuta has shocked local authorities. A woman identified as Violine Roxana Henrietta Thaley Janin, 45, was discovered lifeless in her room Tuesday, March 4, 2025, at around 12 p.m. local time. The discovery was made by her 14-year-old daughter, Violet, who had been trying to reach her mother since the 1st of March, but received no response. They're saying they're still they're still looking at a cause of death for this French woman, but no suggestion of foul play, unfortunately. and they found a bunch of medications surrounding the bed, unfortunately. So they believe she may have been quite ill before her death. So the French woman one is not a homicide. It seems like maybe she died of natural causes. Vampires, maybe. What is that new? What is this new little symbol here? Hold on. Oh, it's from the webpage. I was like, Sean's got a new symbol on his name. It's from the website. It's the cookie logo. Sean said, imagine if it was tanked for drinking water. Ugh. Like in Elisa Lamb. They did that. And then people drank the water and they were like, why does the water taste funny? Because it's got dead person in it. It's got a person decomposing in the water system. It's not good. Rachel said getting up there. Yeah, I don't know. They actually did that with Elisa Lamb. That happened. Here, hold on. I'll find it. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah. Yeah. So is it this one? Yes. They say a UK couple were left horrified after discovering the foul tasting water they drank from a hotel tap was connected to a water tank with a rotting dead body floating inside. They say the couple Mike and Sabina were on holiday in LA in 2013 when they drank the water out of the tap at the Cecil Hotel. It would later be revealed that a former guest of the hotel, 21-year-old Canadian Elisa Lamb, had mysteriously vanished. From what I understand, they were not the only people to drink the brown black water that came out of the tap. So, yeah, there were multiple people who the couple said, "I've never drunk anything so terrible." Yeah, I would agree. I think drinking dead body would be pretty terrible. I don't think that's on the list of things to do in life. It's not on a bucket list. You're not going to be like, "Hey, I've always wanted to do this. Let's find out how to make it happen." I don't think anyone would purposely want to drink a dead human. Human teabag? Yeah, it's very sad. I've always wondered what really happened to her, and I don't think we're ever going to find out. I think, unfortunately, it's always going to be a, whatever the explanation is what everyone's just going to accept is what happened. I don't know whether someone was actually chasing her. I don't know if it really was a mental breakdown, but I have many questions about how she got into the water tank. I have many, many questions. Like, how did she open it? How did she know it was there? Things like that. Rachel said, why would you not get bottled water? Sure she has. Yeah, I've never drunk anything so terrible. That there's many jokes we could make there, but we're not going to. Yeah, so there's a photo of her. If everyone remembers that photo of Elisa Lamb. Very sad story, and everyone's seen that video clip of her in the elevator looking frightened or trying to hide from somebody. One of the most famous true crime stories ever. Yeah, pretty awful. Hold on, guys. Sorry. People like to call me at weird times like now. All right, let's go back to the hurricane for a minute. Let me see if there's been an update because it just hit 5 o'clock. And normally when it does that, we get new information. So let me head back here. Let me go here. 30 minutes ago? No. No, it looks like the latest one was about half an hour ago. Let me take you to the 4:30 news from Channel 9.
Bring you live coverage of Cyclone Alfred. Right now, millions across southeast Queensland and northern New South Wales are bracing for impact, sheltering in their homes. A freak wave measuring almost 17 metres has been recorded near Brisbane, which is bracing for 450 millimetres of rain over the next 2 days. And across the border, the Northern Rivers region is already drenched, 200 millimetres falling in Lismore in just the last day. And the worst of the conditions are, of course, still to come. As we go to air, this is how Alfred is tracking. The slow-moving Category 2 system is right now 125 kilometres southeast of Brisbane, 90 kilometres northeast of the Gold Coast. New tracking has it crossing the Moreton Bay Islands north of Brisbane as a Category 2 system tomorrow morning. Now, that will take some of the sting out of the storm, weakening it to a Category 1 by the time it passes over the mainland between Noosa and Beenleigh around 10 a.m. As it closes in, the number of people in the firing line is growing. 4.5 million people from near Noosa right down to Coffs Harbour. Around 30,000 homes across northern New South Wales are under evacuation orders as we go to air, and 80,000 homes and businesses in both states are right now without power. Although in the middle of all of this chaos, all of this uncertainty, some joyful news for you this afternoon. Twins born on North Stradbroke Island, which is in the path of the cyclone. Wow, what a welcome to the world. Our 9 News team is standing by following Alfred's path. Let's start with Luke Bradnam at Snapper Rocks on the Gold Coast.
Let me break in there. That mum, that brand new mum, by the way, congratulations to that mum of the twin babies. She must be very thankful that she had the babies just before the cyclone and not during it. I can imagine there's a lot of very nervous pregnant women in Queensland and northern New South Wales. Um, some that are very close to their due date that are freaking out a little bit. But congratulations to that mum getting twin babies delivered before the cyclone. What an act! What a first act as being mum, to rescue your babies and get them out of your body, before the cyclone hit. I love that. Good work, mum. Good work. Let me take you over here. That is amazing news. I want to find a photo of her. Wonder if we can find a photo of mum. Let's see if we can find it. What is it? Twins born on Stradbroke Island. Let's say, yeah. A set of twins were born on North Stradbroke Island. That is one of the islands that I showed you that was actually going to be almost impacted by the eye of the cyclone. So that mum, wow, what an act to get the little babies out. They're saying twins were born last night in the small town of Dunwich on North Stradbroke Island as the region was buffeted by cyclonic winds. I'm very happy to hear that the babies are doing okay. I don't have a photo of them though, but I'm sure we'll see one when they can get one. Let's see. I'm just trying to see if I can find the full story for it. What? Yeah, no, okay, not a lot of information, but just a little thing here that says that the babies were successfully born. They say in what the Premier said was a little moment of magic amid the chaos, a set of twins were born on North Stradbroke Island overnight. The island has been badly impacted by the cyclone. However, midwives and paramedics were able to deliver the twins in the town of Dunwich on the western side of the island. Wow, that is awesome. Good work, Mum. They say car park ripped up after viral storm surge videos. Um, oh wow. So that video I showed you yesterday of all that water near the Surf Life Saving Club, this is what it looks like now that some of the water has receded. The road that was over here is being destroyed by the waves coming in, and you can see that asphalt has been ripped up and taken away by the ocean. You can even see some of it down there on the beach. So it's all been ripped up. It's all in piles on that thing. That was that big. You guys can't see it. Good work, Ping. Why do you do things like this? Why do you even have a channel? There you go. There you go. You can see the photo now. Yeah, look at that. That used to be a road. It is now, I don't know what that is, but not a road. Looks like it says the storm surge has destroyed the car park at Currumbin Viking Surf Life Club. So they're going to need a new car park after the cyclone, unfortunately. They're going to need to have a new one put in. That's all right. I fixed it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if bottled water would have saved you in the Cecil Hotel. Rachel said, "Oh, was our water filter? Oh, you guys talking about water? Hey, Texas, how's your home improvements going? Let me know." Yeah, we fixed it. It's all right. Yeah, that's not good. Here, I'm gonna keep you on the hurricane for a second. Hurricane, cyclone. They're saying here tens of thousands of people are being warned they could be without power for over a week after storm debris took out a substation on the Gold Coast. Roughly 38,000 people in southeast Queensland have lost power, with the majority of those on the Gold Coast. They say strong winds have carried debris, tree branches, whole trees, and everything onto the network. They said if the cyclone hits part hard, restoration will be delayed. So right now they're saying it could be up to a week without power, up to 1 week. That is pretty brutal. This video has also been all over social media. There's a guy, a beachcomber. So they're the guys with the metal detectors. And he was metal detecting on a beach, which I have heard during and after a cyclone is the best time to go metal detecting because the ocean picks up things that have been buried for a long time. And they like to do it during and after. But this guy almost joined the cyclone out at sea. Yeah. He's on the beach and he's in the water. He's in the water. There you go. Almost joined the ocean, became one with the ocean. He he almost became an ocean person. They're saying here the cyclone arrival time has been pushed back once again. The Bureau of Meteorology said it could be as late as 10 a.m. on Saturday now for Cyclone Alfred to reach the mainland. It's now expected to cross between Noosa and Coolangatta and bring wind gusts north of 150 kilometers an hour. So, we've had a property be damaged. Wind gust damage Surfers Paradise apartment block, and they're saying the apartment block has blown over. No, parts of it have blown over. Oh my god! Look in the background. Look at the stairs there in the background. That was like a railing, and the railing is just mangled from the bricks. I'm guessing. I'm gonna guess this was some sort of facade on the outside and it has fallen down, like, maybe stuck to the outside of the building to make it look fancy, I don't know. But and this one, the railing in the top left corner here almost got busted up by the bricks as well. That is oh, you guys can't see it. What is going on with StreamYard? That's the second time that I've switched it and it's not taking us with it. There we go. What the hell's going on? Yeah, sorry. I don't know what's going on. StreamYard's being a beep. Sometimes StreamYard has a gremlin in it, apparently. Yeah. Oh. Here you guys go. You guys can see that staircase in the background. Look at that. And it just looks mangled. Same with the one in the top left corner here. That is a lot of bricks. But yeah, like the caption says, more destruction is on its way. Trish had the same problem. Yeah, it's very odd. Because normally when I get you to follow to a new article, you press a button and it's supposed to take the viewers with you. And I did press it. Like I'm used to doing that every time we change to a different thing. And you guys were like, I didn't do anything. And I'm like, what do you mean it didn't do anything? It's very odd. Trish had the same problem. Yeah. Bloody StreamYard. Nikki says on ABC News that 80,000 without power and the coastline has dropped by 7 meters. That's not surprising. 7 meters. Wow. 7 meters, you mean from coastal erosion or from the pressure from the cyclone? I don't know. Don't know what she's referencing, but hold on, guys. All right. 80,000 now. I know they said it was up in the 50s before, but 80,000 now. That is a lot of people without power. Here you guys can see some of the footage of the waterways out there. There you go. It looks pretty rough out there. It looks pretty rough. I'm not going to play the entire thing. Let's see. What town is this? I don't know what town this is. This was back in Kempsey in 2009. This is Kempsey. So Kempsey may be impacted by flooding, apparently. Hopefully not this bad. Hopefully it does not go back to 2009 levels. That looks pretty awful. Hopefully that does not happen. Yeah. A lot of people saying no supply at the supermarkets. Look. Yeah, definitely a lot of meat. It seems like all the Queenslanders were like, we need meat, we need vegetables, and we need water. That's all we need to survive, and toilet paper. Don't worry about the paper towel. We don't need it. Yeah, a lot of empty shelves in Woolworths right now in Queensland. Well, they're not even open today. Today apparently they're not even open. So Dicky Beach in the Sunshine Coast. I used to live there. What is this? A shipwreck, maybe? The SS Dicky ran aground in 1893 and what is now called Dicky Beach on the Sunshine Coast, but the waves have exposed that piece of the ship. So be very careful. You wouldn't want to trip over that. You'd end up with a broken leg. There you go. You can see maybe the bow of the boat. It's pretty cool that they just sort of left it there. I hope the locals know that it's still there. Apparently, it was driven ashore by dangerous conditions. Ironically, during a cyclone, so it ran aground, over 150 years ago during a cyclone, and they sort of just left it there. So there you go. The SS Dicky on Dicky Beach. What to do once Alfred has passed? No, we don't need to do that. Let's go down. Let's see if any other updates from interesting things. A lot of sandbagging going on. Alright, that doesn't have anything interesting. The Dicky Beach thing about the cyclone was good. There you go. I'll put it back on the screen. Coastal erosion? Yeah, I'm gonna say it's coastal erosion. Yeah, that's pretty normal. They said that there was a part of the beach on the Gold Coast that was completely gone. Like it was just gone. 100% eroded. I was just a little boy? I don't know. I don't know about a little boy. I was probably I no. I don't think I was even a twinkle. I think I was a nothing. I think I was still in the cosmos of the universe somewhere. Reincarnated as a cat, probably. Alright. I don't think I was out there. I don't think I remember that ship coming aground. So they're saying it is now too late to leave. Too late to leave. You cannot go anywhere if you're in one of these affected areas that they're saying that, yeah, you can't go. That's pretty bad. I want to do another true crime story while we're waiting. What was it, like 1893? 1893? Hold on. I want to do the Coburger thing and then I want to do some more Cyclone. If I can get to where I want to go. Nope, that's not it. Nope. Hold on. Yes, that is the one that I want. Okay, I don't know why it's not coming up. It's being a real beep to me for some reason. These links tonight on here are just being an absolute beep, beep, beep. All right, here.
New development in the Idaho College murders trial. Brian Kober's defense team revealed DNA from 3 people was found under the fingernails of 1 victim. Kana Whitworth has the story. Good morning, Kana.
Yeah, George, good morning to you. So a new twist in this case involving DNA evidence in a redacted filing. Lawyers for Brian Koberger, the man accused of stabbing 4 college students to death, say DNA from 3 unidentified individuals was found under victim Madison Mogan's nails. The defense claiming that independent testing they did eliminated Koberger as one of those individuals. They say their client is innocent and argue the DNA test results were inconclusive and therefore should be excluded at trial over concerns that it would mislead the jury. However, prosecutors have linked the former PhD student to the crime, saying his DNA was found on the knife sheath underneath Mogan. This information came amid a flurry of filings as the defense tries to get the death penalty taken off the table. As part of their argument, they revealed the now 30-year-old has autism spectrum disorder, which manifests in many of these highly prejudicial but completely involuntary mannerisms, where he's seen sometimes subtly rocking his upper torso and exhibiting atypical eye contact. Now, his lawyers say these mannerisms are almost certain to occur during his August trial, creating what they view as an unconscionable risk that he would be executed because of his disability rather than his culpability.
As fucking if. Like, as if. Stop. Like, his lawyers are a joke. Stop it. I mean, I know they have a job to do, but come on. They're going to execute him based on his autism. No, they're not. They're going to execute you based on the heinous crime that you committed, not because that you have autism, based on that you walked in allegedly, walked into that apartment building and murdered a bunch of college kids. I mean, I don't think they're going to be like, oh, I think we executed a guy that had autism. I don't think that's what they're going to be worried about. I think they're more going to be worried about the 4 lives that you took in the middle of the night. That's more what's going to happen. Jeez, far out. Apparently he wants words banned during the trial as well, including the words bushy eyebrows. Might be too identifying for him. Yeah, I have a problem with that. Yeah, me too. The 911 call released is weird. You know, look at this. I wasn't going to show them, but where is it? Look at these messages here. These are from DM to BF, and they're saying like no one is answering. I'm really concerned. And then DM to Gonclave says, Kaylee, what's going on? No, I don't think she got an answer. Obviously not. DF to DM, yeah, dude, what the F? Zana was wearing all black. I'm freaking out right now. No, it's like a ski mask almost. And then they say, shut the F up, actually. And he says, like he had something over his head and a little and around the mouth is the way I saw it, but it says a little end mouth. And then they say, BF says, I'm not kidding. I'm so freaked out. And then DM says, so am I. And then they say, my phone is going to die. F. Then they say, come to my room, run down here. You know, it's you can see the confusion, and not only that, the panic in the two surviving people. I mean, they are freaked out, and you can understand why their friends and housemates were just murdered, and for some reason they were left there. And this guy's worried about his freaking autism diagnosis. Bro, if you wanted to do that, why didn't you do that 5 years ago and stay the F away from everyone else, like, involved? You know, why'd you walk into the house in it? You can't be like, "My autism made me pick up a knife and murder 4 people." No, you can't do that. You can't play Monday morning quarterback on your own murder defense. Like, come on. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Rachel said the texts are very scary. They're young and had no idea what was happening. Yeah, you can see the how how scared they are because they don't know what to do. They don't know where to go. They're like, was it Kaylee? Like was it Zana or whatever? They don't know what the hell's going on, and this guy's worried about a freaking. Oh, they might say I've got bushy eyebrows. You do have bushy eyebrows, you get. Of course they're gonna call you that in trial. Who cares? If you had a good defense, you wouldn't worry about any of that. Rachel said, I think those things are directly from him. And then attempt to cover it up. I know. So they don't want they also don't want his Amazon search history present where he purchased a K-bar knife before moving to this area. They don't want that put on trial either. They don't want anyone knowing about that. I mean, could be prejudice. Or you mean I wouldn't call it prejudice. I would call it evidence. You know, evidence that you own the knife that is accused of killing all these people. You can't be like, no, I don't want that in the trial. It's bizarre. His behavior and same with his attorneys is bizarre. Rachel said, "My son lives in that town. Super scary." I agree. Poor people, man. Like, it's hard to read. I wish I'd blown these up a little more. Yeah, I can't read them. Sorry, they're tiny on my screen. They're probably even smaller on yours. I don't know. Well, we can do them another time. But I wanted to bring you at least a little bit of Coburger. I told you I'm not going to do much on it until we go to actual trial. DJ says, if I'm the defense attorney, I shave the bushy eyebrows. Yes, do that. Do that. I want to see him come into court with like a shaved head and no eyebrows and clean shaven. And then he'd be like, oh, it definitely wasn't me. Look, I have no eyebrows. It definitely wasn't me. I can't have committed that crime. I have no facial hair or head hair. Kaliza says, who would even think 4 roommates would murder? That's not what goes through your head. Yeah, I know. They would probably like, who broke in? Whose boyfriend is that? Like, they wouldn't even think that someone had been killed. Well, they're challenging parts of it. They want certain things struck off. So one of them is like the bushy eyebrows. One of them is the Amazon listing. I think there was other keywords that they didn't want used. Hold on, I can find them. So one of them is the term on the proposed list of terms they want banned is murder, bushy eyebrows, psychopath, sociopath. Uh, yeah, so these are what they don't want used at trial. Yeah, according to this one. They say the University of Idaho murder suspect Brian Koberger is now demanding that the bizarre two-word phrase bushy eyebrows is banned from his high-profile death penalty trial. In a series of motions filed on February 24th and made public this week, the accused mass killer's defense made a string of requests asking the judge to block certain words and phrases from the trial. On the proposed list of banned terms is murder, bushy eyebrows, psychopath, and sociopath. According to Koberger's defense, the description provided by DM is unreliable and should be excluded from the courtroom. They say bushy eyebrows was a defining characteristic that the slain victim's surviving roommate, Dylan, recalled about the masked intruder she saw leaving the student house moments after the brutal murders are believed to have taken place. How can you ban something that a freaking witness saw? Like, you only have very few people who were in that home at the time these murders took place, and you're trying to dictate their own memories? How dare you? How dare you, you absolute mother effer. They're saying the the four University of Idaho students were found stabbed to death inside an off-campus student home on King Road in Moscow, Idaho, back in November 13, 2022. And here he is, Mr. Bushy Eyebrows himself, who is now clean shaven. You see him in court, he doesn't have the beard anymore. Must be too bushy. Must be thinking people will be prejudiced against him. Then you'd be like, oh, they're going to get they're going to get an idea that I'm a bushy person. That's what they're going to think. They said, yeah, I'm not going to read that. That's okay. Yeah, I just wanted to tell you that, yeah, so here's the bit here. Mortensen told investigators she had opened her door and peeked outside 3 times. The third time, she saw a man with bushy eyebrows, dressed in black, walk past her door and head towards the sliding doors of the home. Yeah, so they want to get bushy eyebrows banned from the trial. Yeah, it's very strange. Yeah, so they said soon after seeing the intruder, Mortensen went downstairs to the room down there, and the two roommates fell asleep in there. According to the newly filed court documents, around 8 hours later, a 911 call was made. Yeah, that's so we know now what happened. They both got scared. They roomed together, and they just kind of kept each other safe overnight. Fell asleep, woke up, went, wait, hold on, what happened last night? And then they went, and I guess the alarm got raised. I know for a long time people were wondering how come 911 wasn't called like in the early hours of the morning, but now we know is that these two were scared shitless and they didn't want to. Yeah, she was drinking. Yeah, we know that. Well, people drink. They're college students. I mean, what do you want them to do? Be like, I am sober as a judge, but not the judge, the one that, got sex for favors. Not that one. A different one. Hella, how are you? Good to see you. Yeah, I know she admitted she'd been drinking. April B says, then how are they going to describe him? That guy with the autism somewhere over here. That's what they're going to do. Can you point him out to us? Yes, the guy that keeps rocking back and forward over here. The guy that says he has autism diagnosis, that guy. Can you describe him in a different way? Well, according to the court rules, we're not allowed to. I think he's making a joke of people who actually have autism and live with it in their daily lives, and actually, have these challenges, but also are positive in their lives, but it makes them, makes things slightly different for them compared to, some other people. And I think he's just making a mockery of it. Rachel said, I think the jury can decide what they want to take from what the roommate says. They are all very young and probably terrified. Yeah, I think just put all the evidence on the table and let the jurors have the final outcome. You know, I I think when you start blocking this type of stuff, you're asking for a mistrial, or you're asking for a retrial at a later date, or you're asking for some technicality to creep in at a later point. Rachel said, I think in the dark, all she could see was his eyes, so that's why she said it. I don't think any of us could imagine what it would be like to be in a home where you're one of two that are, surviving after 4 people were killed. I don't know what that would be like. I got no idea. I'd probably think pretty pretty terrifying. I think it does. I think it does make a mockery of it. I think for the people who live with it every day, it's almost like the only reason he's using it is to get some sort of mitigating factor in sentencing if we get there. I think it's the only you see it a lot in these type of cases where suddenly a new diagnosis is brought to trial, or something like that, because they want anything to get an edge and to win the court trial. So I know that's their job, but I just think, there's people everyday life that live with it. It's not, they're not being like, oh, I went and murdered someone. Lisa says, I work with people on the spectrum. That's not his excuse. He's definitely an incel. An incel? Has that been brought up? I don't know if I've heard that yet. An incel. I don't think I've heard that being brought up in this yet. He would like to not be killed by the state. Me and you have very differing opinions on it. I think if you commit a crime wherever you are, it's like in Bali. Like the people who get killed in Bali because they import the drugs or whatever. I mean, the risks of what's going on. Everyone knows the laws, right? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what you want me to do about it. It's just that's the laws of where you are. If you want it, run for governor or Senate or whatever and change it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I've heard anything about an incel, but okay, I don't know if I've heard much about an incel or anything like that. I'm not even sure what that is. Isn't that those people that hate women? Isn't that what that is? Those people that don't like women or something? Or yeah, we don't have it here. No, we are a what do they call it? A non-lethal punishment country. Rachel said, I think the incel thing is a rumor and not proven. Yeah, I don't think I'd ever heard anything about that. Not anything. Yeah, I don't think I'd heard much about that. I don't think socially awkward makes you an incel, though. I think there's a lot of socially awkward people in the world. It doesn't make them all dislike women. Isn't it that thing where like it's men who have been rejected by women in their formative years or something, and so they develop some sort of disorder towards women? So they think all women are out to hate them or something, and won't date them and things like that. I don't know if that's a thing that I know much about. Women complained about him. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I've seen much about Coburg or about anything like that though. Yeah, it's not my thing. You'd have to ask someone who knows more about it. Yeah, that's what they said. I don't think I think yeah, I don't think I've ever heard about it. Not with Coburger. There's been other cases I think that they've associated with that, but not this one. April B says, I've heard discussions about him being an incel, but nothing confirming it. I'm not on the defense team. I don't know what you want me to do. I can't make facts though. Like I can't be like, well, Ping believes it, so I now it's a new fact that we're gonna now talk to everyone about. Like, it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't matter if I believe it or not. Carolina says, "Hey everyone, hey my friend, how are you? I really hope everyone is doing well tonight. In my opinion, I think they were shocked to find their friends that way. Incel means men who are not. Wait, incel means men who are celibate, not by choice. Okay. I'll have a look, but I don't think I've heard anything associated with this particular case. I mean, it might be relevant to something else, but all right. What time is it? Oh shit! Hold on. Yes. Sorry. Apparently, I've been ignoring my phone talking to you jokers for like too long. Rachel said, we need a fair trial with all the facts. We don't know very much till then. We'll learn more at trial, I'm sure. DJ says, incel is a term. Yeah. I think we got it now. Yeah. Moonlight View says, socially awkward turns to marginalizing woman and rage. I mean, possible, but I would like to see someone bring it up in an official capacity for this particular trial first. Who keeps messaging me? Apparently, I'm very popular at this time of the day. Okay. Fine. Let's see. Carolina, yeah. All right, I am going to be back for more cyclone coverage. More cyclone coverage. I will be back. Landfall is going to be like 10 a.m. So I'll be back very early Australian time. What time is that for you? Like 4 p.m. Eastern. 4 p.m. Eastern? No. Yes, I think so. Something like that, like 4, 5, 6 p.m. Eastern. You'll see I'll make the live tonight so you can see the timing for it. And we'll be back to watch the landfall in Queensland, Australia, and northern New South Wales of the Cyclone Alfred. And yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. We'll see how it goes. Hope all our friends in Queensland are going to be okay. It is unfortunately going to get worse until it gets better, and it's going to be a few hard days for everyone living in the path of the cyclone, unfortunately. I will be back to do landfall with you, and we'll have more true crime then. Hopefully we can all yell about more definitions then. We can we can yell about more definitions and trial data then. Okay. All right. I love you all very much. I'll see you then. Good night. Wait, hold on. I have to say thank you to these people. Lisa Foster, thank you for these 2 donations. Danny Mitchell for the gifted membership. Catatonic for the gifted membership. I appreciate you both. My friend Rachel for the super sticker. Thank you very much. It's very kind. And I just check one more thing and then we'll get out of here. Let me check one more thing. I think I did this one, but yeah. All right. I love you all. Get out. It's Friday afternoon. It's Friday evening now. I'll see you later. I'll see you for the coverage of the last bit of the cyclone approaching the coast tomorrow morning. Okay. Good night. Good night. Hey, Moonlight View. How are you? Love you. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Thanks to whoever was moderating here tonight. Tharvi, Gayla might have been here earlier. Moonlight View. Thank you guys. Love you all. I will see you then. I'll see you tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow morning for me. Tomorrow for you. All right. Bye. See you later.